What up guys, Goes in here for AnimeUproar, and I'm extremely excited about this video. Dragon Ball Z was probably one of the first anime I ever watched growing up, along with all of my friends. We loved it, launching imaginary Kamehamehas or Masenko-has, eating candy and pretending it's a sensu bean, getting action figures of Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan, and playing the Dragon Ball games on any device possible. Budokai 3 being one of my favorite games ever. Before I knew what anime was, I loved Dragon Ball Z, and as a result I was psyched when the new movies and Dragon Ball Super were eventually announced. Much like Broly in the second film, the Dragon Ball series was frozen but not dead for a long period of time, and now the ice has thawed and Dragon Ball has made an epic comeback. And I'm blessed that I can make a video about an anime that has meant so much to me and my friends for pretty much our whole lives. So, as we wait for the new film Dragon Ball Super Broly to officially drop, I thought it would be fitting to make a video featuring things you probably didn't know about Broly, unless you're like Geekdom 101. However, even hardcore fans should be able to learn some new things in this video. If you want to see more Dragon Ball videos on this channel, definitely yell like you're powering up as you click that like button to let me know, and suggest future videos you'd like to see in the comments. If you're a big Dragon Ball fan, definitely subscribe and ring that magic YouTube bell and watch as new Dragon Ball videos get instantly transmitted into your phone. Alright, without further ado, let's jump into some Broly facts.
Time to get down to business.
Fact number 1. Broly was not canon before. In other words, he was not accepted as part of the official fictional universe in which the main Dragon Ball story takes place. The character was not from Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball manga, which the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z anime were based off of. Rather, he was created by Takao Koyama, the writer for the first 13 Dragon Ball Z films. However, it's not like Toriyama had nothing to do with the character. In fact, Toriyama designed Broly, and so we have him to thank for how awesome he looks. Thus, Broly was not in the original anime series, but a character that exclusively appeared in the Dragon Ball movies.
I just love a dramatic ending.
In the diegetic world of the Dragon Ball anime series, they never met Broly, and everything that happened in the movies never actually happened in the world that the series takes place in. However, now that there is going to be a Dragon Ball Super movie about him, which is sticking closely to a script written by Akira Toriyama himself, the revised version of Broly we are going to meet in the upcoming months is going to be canon. And obviously, since the old Broly movies were never part of the main story's official continuity, the Z Fighters will be meeting Broly for the first time in the film. Broly is the second movie villain to enter the main story of the anime series. Garlic Jr. from the Garlic Jr. saga was the first. Cooler, another movie villain, made a cameo in Dragon Ball GT, but the events of GT are not officially part of the main story's continuity, which includes Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super. Broly, of all possible characters, is entering the main story because of fact number 2. Broly has reached shocking levels of popularity considering the fact that he started out as a non-canonical movie villain. According to Akira Toriyama, Broly's role in the new film was suggested by his editors largely because of Broly's immense popularity among fans of Dragon Ball. To get a sense of Broly's popularity, you can check out top 10 Dragon Ball character lists. For instance, in IGN's top 13 Dragon Ball Z characters list, Broly came in 10th place, making him the highest ranking non-canon character. He even ranked higher than often appearing canon characters like Goten and Trunks. Complex.com ranked him even higher at 7th, while he is ranked 11th on the top 10s.com. My point is not to debate the validity of any of these lists, but just to show that Broly is usually always mentioned in such lists, despite being a movie-only villain, because he is so popular. In fact, we can get an even better sense of this popularity if we look at how he has been used within the Dragon Ball franchise. Dragon Ball Z movie number 8, Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, was released March 16, 1993, the same year I was born, but some months earlier, meaning that Broly's been around a long time, longer than I have. To quickly sum up, a Saiyan called Paragus shows up and asks Vegeta to come see new planet Vegeta that he's built for the Saiyan Prince. Also, there is a legendary Super Saiyan that is terrorizing everyone and only Vegeta can stop him.
You found the legendary Super Saiyan?
Vegeta's like, this dude recognizes how great I am, we can trust him. So they go to check out the planet, but plot twist, the legendary Super Saiyan is Broly, Paragus' son, who he controls using some forehead jewelry and science. However, scientific control jewelry can only go so far when you got a strong enough reason to hate the crap out of someone. See, Broly was born around the same time as Goku and remembers baby Goku crying and upsetting his own baby self, so logically, he developed a Sasuke level of pure hatred for Goku and needs to violently murder him. Vegeta, after being like, yeah, I'll beat the legendary Super Saiyan, spends pretty much the whole movie saying, oh my god, he's too powerful, he's gonna kill us all.
He is the legendary Super Saiyan!
Goku's like, everyone lend me your power. Vegeta's like, no, you're my subordinate. Goku's like, just give me your power or we all die. Then Vegeta's fine, here, but you're still my subordinate. And Goku somehow super punches Broly, causing him to explode. The end. Now, despite some obvious issues with the film, it is nevertheless a fun and interesting film to watch, filled with some classic DBZ hype and fights for your enjoyment. Plus, I really enjoyed the change in setting and the Saiyan focus. Clearly, I wasn't the only one who enjoyed the film, since they brought Broly back about a year later in the 10th Dragon Ball Z film, Broly Second Coming, which was released on March 12, 1994. Here, Broly made it to Earth after he was defeated, and he was frozen on Earth. He awakens when he overhears Goten crying because it reminds him of Goku crying. Kid Trunks pees on Broly before Goten, Gohan, and a temporarily wished back Goku finish him off with a combined Kamehameha. Then, for the next Dragon Ball Z film, they bring back Broly yet again. Bio Broly was released on July 9th, 1994. Although the original Broly was destroyed, scientists used the DNA samples to create another Broly so that one dude could defeat Hercule. Talk about overkill. Anyways, Bio Broly beats up everybody until some acidic slime is dropped on him. Then he becomes muck before Goten and Trunks figure out that seawater is his weakness. So when the slime touches the seawater, instead of poisoning the entire earth as you'd expect, it actually turns the slime into stone. Thus, Bio Broly Muck becomes a giant stone and is destroyed by Goten and Trunks' Kamehameha. Definitely not the best in the Broly trilogy, but the fact remains that there is a Broly trilogy. Cooler was also brought back for a second film, but Broly is the only movie villain brought back for 2 extra movies, and now he is being brought back yet again, becoming part of the main story at that. If that wasn't enough to illustrate his popularity, Broly is also the movie character that appears in the highest number of Dragon Ball games. Not to mention, his popularity directly resulted in the creation of Kale from Dragon Ball Super. Thus, Broly, despite his humble, non-canonical origins, has gained immense popularity, and he's sure to only get more powerful after his 4th Dragon Ball film and his inclusion into the Dragon Ball Super narrative. Fact number 3.
You're not gonna believe this.
For this fact, let's talk about vegetables. Believe it or not, Saiyan names are actually inspired by different vegetables. Broly's name was inspired by broccoli. This is even referenced in the first Broly movie when Master Roshi accidentally calls the movie villain Broccoli instead of Broly.
Broccoli? Just give it up, it's all over!
His father's name Paragus comes from asparagus. In the second Broly movie, when Goten hears Broly say Kakarot, he responds,
Kakarot? What does that mean? Is that a vegetable? I hate vegetables!
In this case, the movie is having fun with the fact that Goku's Saiyan name sounds like carrot. Bet you didn't think you'd be listening to a guy talking about vegetables in your free time. Moving on to fact number 4. Broly has even been adapted to the stage.
Really? That's so amazing!
That's right, he has been immortalized like Hamlet, Macbeth, and of course King Lear-sama. No joke, in 2010, Broly was the villain in the live-action battle show Dragon Ball Kai Super Battle Stage. Let's just say, if I had a choice between a Shakespearean play and a Broly one, I, being a man of culture, would have to go with my boy Broccoli. No, but seriously, I'm an English grad and I can honestly say that Shakespeare is awesome. But watching a Dragon Ball stage production would be too good to pass up. The play, or live action battle show, if you will, is based on the first Broly movie. However, there are some major differences. His scientific forehead jewelry isn't destroyed. Rather, Bulma is present and uses it to help defeat him. Not gonna lie, it sounds like a more believable ending than the actual film. Fact number 5. Speaking of the forehead jewelry, there is a likely source of inspiration for it. The Dragon Ball story was heavily inspired by a Chinese novel called Journey to the West. I'll link an entertaining summary of the novel in the description if you're interested. Long story short, Son Goku is based off of Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, and there are many similarities, including the magic staff, the flying cloud, his monkey-like features, his naivete, the fact that he often irritates the gods, and that his power rivals the gods. Anyways, in this Chinese story, Sun Wukong, although he is not evil, he can be troublesome and hard to control. So this monk, Tripitaka, gives him a cursed artifact in the form of forehead jewelry, which, to keep things simple, we can just refer to as a crown from here on out. The crown is also used to control Sun Wukong. When the monk recites a spell, the crown shrinks and gives the monkey a splitting headache. So, in this way, he can prevent the monkey from acting out of order. And in this case, the crown cannot be taken off. It is stuck to his head. So it's the same idea as Broly's crown, but instead of science, it works on magic. You may also remember this idea from Inuyasha, although it was adapted a bit. Instead of a crown, we got a necklace that cannot be taken off. And instead of reciting a spell, Kagome can just say, "Sit, boy." Fact number 6. Broly has had a lot of forms that you may not know about, even if you watch all of the movies. But first, it makes sense to cover the forms we see in the movies. In the first movie, there is his suppressed form, where he's wearing the crown. This form has normal black hair. Then there is his enraged mode, when he is attacking Goku at first. In these scenes, his hair color looks like a purplish and blue color. I'm used to this version because that's about the same way that the first form looks in the Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 game. Then we get the legendary Super Saiyan, his most iconic form, where he has blonde hair with a greener tinge to it than the normal Super Saiyan transformation, and his pupils disappear, so he has blank white eyes. In the second film, he interestingly enough does have a normal Super Saiyan form, with normal blonde hair and green pupils, like any other Super Saiyan. And in the second film, from this transformation, he enters his legendary Super Saiyan form. In the third movie, I've already mentioned that he becomes Muck, so not much else is noteworthy. So if we just consider the films, we pretty much have a suppressed form, a powered up form that looks like a normal Super Saiyan transformation in the second film, and the legendary Super Saiyan form. However, there have been even more versions of Broly within the franchise if we look at extra materials like games and a 4D attraction. We have had a Super Saiyan 3 Broly, a Super Saiyan 4 Broly, a Grade 8 Broly, and even a Broly God. I can't wait to see what kind of version of Broly we get in the film. Perhaps Broly God even becomes canon. Fact number 7. Here let's talk about the level of Broly's immense power. So if you watch the first Broly movie, you might remember that as a newborn baby, Broly's power level was 10,000. To put this in perspective, Goku's was only 2. That's even less than Hawk's power level. But Goku nevertheless became extremely strong, so you can only imagine Broly's potential. When asked why Broly came back so many times, Takao Koyama, the writer for the first 13 Dragon Ball Z films and the creator of Broly, gave a simple answer. Because he's the strongest. He said that even including the TV anime, nobody exists in the world who's stronger than Broly, and that Goku could not have won if not for the unorthodox methods that they ended up using in the films. Now this interview is before Dragon Ball Super, so it's not counting Beerus and Whis and Zeno, but it's still a huge feat. Movie villains are usually followed by stronger ones, but Broly was clearly an exception to the rule, and there's little doubt in my mind that the new Broly is gonna be even stronger than the old one. Also, although power levels aren't always the most consistent or logical thing in Dragon Ball, they are fun, so let's list some specific numbers for Broly's power level that were released in the past. In the video game Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans, Broly's power level is 999,999, which is the highest possible in the game, but it obviously can't be super accurate because it has to be cut off before 1 million. According to a 2004 issue of V-Jump magazine, which was announcing his appearance in My Precious Budokai 3, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly's official power level in the 8th film is 1.4 billion. To put this in perspective, in the Daisen guides, Goku's Super Saiyan power level when fighting Frieza on Namek was 150 million. This would make Broly from the film over 9 times more powerful than the Super Saiyan Goku that blew all of our minds figuratively and Frieza's literally. Lastly, let's talk about the Dragon Ball Z, the real 4D cinematic attractions. The stories for these are obviously just for fun and not canon, but in the 2016 film, Frieza's power level was said to be the highest recorded at 5.3 billion. This film was followed up the next year by a film that included Broly God crashing a martial arts tournament and having no issues overpowering Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. It is clear that he would have been way stronger than Frieza of the previous film, so Broly God would definitely go way beyond his legendary Super Saiyan power level. Again, we can't take any of these power levels too seriously, so we'll have to wait for the new film to be released before we can begin to accurately judge how powerful this canon Broly will be. Nonetheless, all of these details point to just how immensely strong Broly has always been. Fact number 8. Broly was voiced in the original Japanese by the now 63-year-old Bin Shimada. He was the voice for Broly in all 3 of the older films. 2 of which took place in 1993 and the last took place in 1994. And the best part is, after about 2.5 decades, he is actually coming back to do the character again for the new 2018 Dragon Ball Super film. He's been working all these years, and recently he's done the voice for Dispo and Kampari for Dragon Ball Super. He was also in other shows you've probably watched like One Piece, Naruto, and Inuyasha. He usually is the main character in these shows, and in fact often clashes against the main characters. I'm sure he'll do what he does best again for this new movie, where we're sure to see an epic clash between Broly and the other Z fighters. Fact number 9. In the English Funimation dub of the old Broly trilogy, Broly was voiced by the now 56-year-old Vic Mignogna. You may recognize him as Edward Elric from the Fullmetal Alchemist series, and he actually got an American Anime Award for Best Actor in 2007 for that exact role.
You, Kakarot, I choose you to be the first of my victims.
He is also a musician and has done English versions of anime songs for Dragon Ball Z and One Piece. Side note, he also plays Sabo in One Piece. And just like with the Japanese version, Vic is coming back after all these years to voice the new Broly. The Funimation English dub is supposed to be released in North America this January, and I can already foresee that the level of awesome nostalgia is gonna be over 9,000. Fact number 10. For this fact, let's turn to Broly's initial design concept. In the initial version, he had a tail popping out from under his sash or blanket or whatever he has going around his midsection area. However, they didn't end up including this tail in the first 2 films. Although in the 3rd film, we do briefly see Broly's clone with a Saiyan tail before he evolves into a Muck. Also, it is explained that he is not in the battle suits that we associate Saiyans with because they were issued by Frieza's forces, so Broly doesn't wear one. However, interestingly enough, in the new film, his outfit is more in alignment with Frieza's army outfits than his old design, but he's kept his blanket, which is now green. He doesn't have his controlling crown, but instead he has a necklace that will supposedly serve the same Sit Boy function. Bonus fact, Broly, and especially his legendary Super Saiyan form, is extremely huge. He practically towers over every other character. So he's not just one of the most insanely buff characters, he's also extremely tall to the point that Goku looks like a kid next to him. And that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad I got to do a Broly video since, like I said, I've been into Dragon Ball ever since I was a kid, and I'm psyched to see the new film. If you enjoyed this video, definitely lend me your energy by hitting that like button and let me know what videos you would like to see next in the comments. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want more videos like this one to be instantly transmitted to your phone. Also, you can watch me and my brother play games live at twitch.tv/AnimeUproar, and we have Dragon Ball games, so that should be a lot of fun. And until next time, see you, Super Space Cowboys.